Recording in progress.
Good evening, lovely tubers. White Mexican back again with a collaboration market watch with Chaney's TCG store. We're going to go ahead and continue on this dual market watch, starting with a couple showcasings here that we picked out. And the first is going to be Twin Twisters. So this is an OG classic, dating all the way back to Breakers of Shadow as a super rare, as its first print. This is a really awesome card. It used to be a generic staple. Obviously, it's a little power creep. There's a lot of different interesting choices that we have for back row removal now, but this is going back all the way. For the longest time, MST was like the staple 2B card, the simple 1-for-1 quick play magic, and then Twin Twisters came and completely, almost overnight, essentially took over. I mean, MST still has, it's good for collectability purposes and still has its purpose from the side, but this is a little bit more of a takeover as far as like meta play, since it's dawning back in Breakers of the Shadow. So this is the original prints here, and I wanted to go over some price points really quick. Another thing is, I'm a big zombies player, and it doesn't have to be specifically zombies, but there's a lot of decks where like you can actually off-smart effects by pitching to the grave. So the discarding one from your hand, especially if you pitch a monster, isn't always a neg-1. That could be like an off-smart, like basically a 1-for-1 or even a +1, depending on how you use it. So that's what I really like about this. And of course, it has the diversity of being a quick play, which gives it a lot more options, which is really cool. So we're going to be looking at near mint lightly played first edition copies, and these are like not even 2 bones, pretty much across the board. This is a relatively affordable card, pretty affordable. It's gone up a little bit. For the longest time, I feel like these were like around 1-2 bones for even like bulk prices. If we switch over to like the stack prices for first edition copies, it goes to almost like a phantom under 3 bones. You can see this market price here is about 2.5 for a stack of 4 here, but there's really not that many stacks. You see there's one single page, at least here for the TCG platform. There used to be like pages and pages and pages of this card for stack prices, and I know there's a couple other variants here that are, player preference could be potentially nicer. I personally love the OG first edition supers because like their very first print. But looking at some other versions here, we have the Ultimate Rare, which is very aesthetically pleasing, quite expensive. Looks like it's going around roughly 84 plus. And then there's the Shadows of Valhalla Secret Rare. I'm borderline obsessed with this set. I really, really love this set. This is one of my all-time favorite subsets with Shadows of Valhalla. The Secret Rares look really, really nice too. And then there is the mirrored reprint Super Rares, the Megatins. But ideally, really, I think out of obviously the Ultimate Rares, it's a fat price point, but it's Ultimate Rare, OTS. It's really, really nice. Between the Secret Rares and the original Bosch Super Rares, I personally prefer the Super Rares because they're a lot more affordable and they're the original print. Even though the Secret Rares do look very, very nice, and I actually have some Secret Rares myself, the hollow foil Secret Coils are really embedded and deep, and they look really, really nice. And these are actually pretty expensive if this is the starting market price for bulk prices. Let's just go ahead and take a look at some first edition near mint lightly plates. Looks like it's going for about 8 bones for first edition near mints, and that kind of trickles up after that. And then if we do bulk prices, it's still like around 8 and goes up to about 9 or so, and there's about 2 pages available for that. So really great. What do you think is your personal version? So this is such a there's a lot of really great rarities. Like we have the Ultimate, the Secret, couple supers. Like what's your to go to rarity for Twin Twister?
So for Twin Twister, I personally had the Secret Rares. I had a playset of the Secret Rares, and that's what I played with. I recently, I literally just sold these for like $8 a piece because I just decided that I just like playing Cosmic Cyclone better, and I just wanted to like offload them and kind of reinvest that. But I think the Secret Rares look amazing. Like you said, Super Rares definitely aren't bad. I would stay away from the Ultra Rare just because it's kind of from Legendary Hero decks, I think is what it is. So that's not like the highest quality Ultra Rare. But the Ultimate Rare is honestly really, really good too. But if you were going to like decide between the Ultimate Rare Twin Twister and then the Ultimate Rare Cosmic Cyclone, I would lean more towards the Cosmic Cyclone for sure.
Cosmic Cyclone is another nice choice. It's really good because Cosmic is going to get you that removal factor as opposed to just destroying it, so they can't recycle it through the grave, which is really nice. Another sharp, really, really sharp looking card on the Cosmic. Okay, so moving on, we have Super Polymerization. This is personally my favorite print. So there's actually 2 Secret Rare variants, Legendary Collection 2 and Legendary Collection GX, I believe, or whatever it was called. Actually, not GX. Raw Yellow Mega Pack. That's a tongue twister for me. I always mess up that name. That set and Legendary Collections 2, they ran parallel. They manufactured a lot of the same cards and the same rarities, mirrored rarities, just like Legendary Collection 3 and Legendary Collection 4. They printed a lot of the same cards in the same rarity, which is really great because some of those rarities are just ridiculously amazing. So we're gonna go ahead and dip into this. This is a little bit older one. So Legendary Collection 2 came out a little bit before. It was like the Legendary Collection set was the second set, and then Raw Yellow Mega Pack came out a couple months after this set. So technically this is the original secret variant of super polymerization. So no surprise, again, I might be a little biased, but I'm a really big zombies fan. Obviously this is used in a plethora of decks, even, you know, not just zombies, but an all-around amazing card. I mean, there's a reason why it was banned for so long, and the sheer fact that we have this at completely unlocked to 3. A lot of people complain about this. A lot of people love it. I'm very much a player that loves it. It's a really big powerhouse for my plays, and it's just an all-around amazing card. I mean, it's got some amazing rarities. There's an ultimate there. There's 2 secret rares, and there's a couple other prints that we're going to take a look in here. But it's very diverse. It's fast. You can't react to it. You can't, like, activate cards in response to it, which is ridiculous. I mean, I think that was one of the big reasons why it got banned, is because you can't respond to the card, which is literally, like, the most, like, ridiculous effect ever. Not a lot of cards have that specific card text that say you cannot react to the activation of this card. It can't be stopped for the most part. It's really ridiculous and, like, infamous power. Pretty cool artwork here. Okay, and then of course, obviously it's a quick play, so it has diversity. If you can play it, you set it, play on your opponent's turn, or drop it from your hand, which is really, really awesome. Gives it great diversity, great utility to the card. So we're going to be looking at first edition's lightly played near mint. Starting market price is going to be around 33 bones for lightly played. And then near mints, it looks like it's going to go to all the way about 40 bones. And then there's 3 pages availability for first. And then it goes down to a single stack or single page for stacks. And again, lightly played starting bulk prices are going to be 34 and then 40 for near mint first edition. And these are all pretty much 3Z and 4Z stacks. Okay, and then let's go ahead and look at some other variants. So, like I said, this came out first, and then the Raw Yellow Mega Packs donned the mirrored secret rare, and you can actually see it looks almost a little different. It looks a little bit brighter. I don't know if this is just the picture on TCGP, but this one actually looks a little nicer, actually. I like this one more because it's older. It was the first secret rare that we got, but this one looks a little bit more like ocean blue, a little more vivid, which is really cool. There's the OTS 9 Super Rare, which I think is very underrated. It's still very much a holo foil, still very much a super rare, and it's not just some crap side subset, over-manufactured, cheap super rare. Like, it's an actual OTS tournament pack super rare, which I think is really, really cool. And then really not much else. The commons, you know, peasant rarity. You have this, you know, disgusting ultra rare, and this gold that not a big fan of gold. I believe Phantom Darkness was the original core set as a rare, and I don't think I guess it was just a rare. I don't think it got a holo foil in the original core set. You know, some older sets they had kind of duplets. You'd get a card in rare and ultimate rare. I don't know when they changed that. The way back in the day, older sets they would come in rare and ultimate rare, but it doesn't look like it got that treatment for super poly. And then of course you have, you know, the jewel and the crown, the ultimate rare from OTS pack 14. I honestly don't like these. It's cool that it's an ultimate rare, but I don't know, again, I personally haven't had these myself. I've seen them before and they come out very dark, and unfortunately some ultimate rares just come out way too dark. I think unfortunately Super Poly Ultimate Rare fell victim to this, and it came out too dark, and I really didn't appreciate that. So I'm not a big fan, even though it is the hardest, potentially the hardest to get, and obviously hierarchy wise it's the highest rarity. Looks like starting market price is going to be 150 bones for near mint. And then there's about 4 pages of availability. That's actually pretty impressive that there's 4 pages. And if we switch over to stacks, it's going to be 150 bones for that first play set there. So holding it up, which is pretty cool. And about 2 pages of bulk prices. and it looks like there's a Deutsche European one, which looks pretty cool. Anyway, so that's really all I wanted to say about that. I mean, my personal top choices obviously would be the Legendary Collection 2, first editions exclusively, emphasis on the first editions first, and then second, the mirrored raw yellow mega pack secrets, and then the OTS pack 9 super rares. And honestly, I don't really much care for this ultimate rare. What about you?
So I actually did have the ultimate rares that I sold recently.
Did you think they were too dark, or did you like the ultimate
No,
rare?
I love the darkness about them. I really like dark ultimate rares. So I was a huge fan of them. I will eventually pick them back up. Besides that, my next favorite would be the super rare from the OTS tournament pack. I guess my note on this is all of these cards are up like 400%.
This card's just a powerhouse. Again, like, it's just so unbelievable that this card is at 3. I mean, even the commons. I mean, you can even like pedal off the commons for a couple bones.
Yeah, I guess one thing I would like I was saying though, these are up so much in price because of branded. I would honestly, I offloaded all of my extra copies and just kept my ultra rare playset for myself to play. But I think it's a good time to make some profit on some of these, especially like the gold rares that are up at like $9.
Just out of curiosity, why did you just not have the super rares? Like, I'm just curious, like, why you kept the ultras, unless you never had the OTS supers.
So when Dual Devastator came out, I opened like 4 or 5 boxes of it. So that's just what I had. I just never cared enough to go pick up the super rares. I was more interested in picking up the ultimate rares, so that's what I did.
That's fair.
Well, I had the gold rares as well. I had like a plate set of the gold rares that I ended up selling as well recently. But like I said, the gold rares, I believe I picked those up for like under 75 cents when that set came out. And
do you like this rarity? Do you like the premium gold rare?
Honestly, the gold does not look bad for this because the way they outline the little white parts in it, it looks really, really good. And I don't usually like the gold cards, but this one actually looks decent in person. It's hard to see in the picture, but it looks pretty good in person. But for $9, I would offload it because it's just too high, because it's seeing so much play right now.
Yeah, it's a really great card. I love Super Poly. Super Poly is going to be in Super Poly for days. So moving on, Lightning Storm is going to be next. So I know I'm not the only one that complains about this not having a reprint. This is like one of those cards that I want to play, mostly for a side. Like, I don't even think I would main this. I think I would side it. For some decks, maybe I would main one because we have Harpy's Feather Duster, and I'm more so the type of player that wants to run this for clearing back row as opposed to like using it for essentially a Regeki. With this card being introduced in the game, it really put an interesting twist on Regeki and Harpy's Feather Duster, because it essentially, had made the diversity of, being able to do both. Kind of situational, kind of not situational. Really cool artwork. I love the artwork a lot. The rarities is kind of interesting. Naturally, it made sense that they made it a secret rare as a standard secret rare out of Ignition Assault. I am aware also of Starlight Rares, which are just, Starlight Rares. They have Starlight Rare prices. I'm personally not a fan of Starlight Rares myself. There are some that I think look pretty nice, like Stratos. I think Starlight Rare Stratos looks pretty nice. But I'm personally not a fan of Starlight Rares. I'm aware that it brings a special part to the economy, to the market. They're hard to get, they're hard to pull, they're expensive, they're collectible. Like, that's good and great. That's healthy for the game. So I appreciate that aspect of it for those who like that. My personal favorite is the standard original secrets. It's a card is just, it's been out. It's this, Ignition Assault is not a terribly old set, but it's not a super new set either. So it's like, for this to still be at almost 100 bones. I mean, starting market price, first editions, it's, like there's one here for 81, 82, 82, and it just continues to trickle up after that. If we switch over to bulk prices, the first bulk prices is going to be around 82, 83, and then it trickles up to 85 and goes on and so forth. It's an expensive card, and me personally, I wouldn't spend this much. It is a good card, and again, there's not really a lot available on the market. I mean, like, what options do we have? We have the secret rares, the 2 secret rares, Starlight Standard Secret. And then we have the ultra rare reprint. Like, they reprinted as an ultra rare. Disgusting. Like, gag me with a spoon. They totally should have made it a super rare, but that's just my bias. Like I hate ultra rare. Like that's just, I'm probably like the only Yu-Gi-Oh player that was upset about an ultra rare reprint, but that's just me personally. So again, yeah, we got the ultra rare from King's Court, and then did this come collector's rare or no?
Yeah, it did. It did come collector's rare.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like we have a collector's rare, which is like a wannabe ultimate rare. Forgive me for those who like collector's rare. I'm like spitting so much hate tonight. I'm not a big collector's rare fan either. I'm all about OG ultimate rares, but some look okay, but I'm more of an ultimate rare fan personally. So this is a very opinionated video. And then these ultra rares are like almost 70 bones. Like it's ridiculous. Like I'm not paying 70 bones for an ultra rare. I don't care what it is personally, but
it's like 50. That's like the $70 one. That's a TCG Player Direct.
Right. So I mean even so, like 51 starting market price for first edition near mints for this ultra rare. It's ridiculous. I mean, it doesn't even look good. Like this looks so.
They look fine. I'm a big fan of ultra rares, so I have a different opinion.
So anyway, what would you say? What do you think about that? So I guess obviously we're not seeing the Starlights or the Starlights or the collector's rares, but what would be do you have this card? What personal print do you run, or what are you investing in, or what do you think about this?
So I've had the Starlights and the Secrets. I've sold them all. The Starlights look really, really good. One of the best looking Starlights, and at one point was over $600, especially when it was released. And now it's cheaper. It's like under $300, I believe. Maybe it's slightly over now, but at one point the Starlights were like $220. And that's when I picked them up. And the Secret Rares I picked up, I think, around 50 as well, like right when King's Court came out, which is the ultra rare. But I've just sold them because I don't really ever run them. But I do want the Secrets again because I think the Secrets are still like one of my favorite copies. Like it's, besides the Starlight, my favorite copy for sure, the first edition Secrets. So that's what I will be picking up after we get this reprint and the 2022 Mega Tints, because we are getting a print of this in the Mega Tints this year. So that's the good news for those that want to reprint.
So do you think they'll reprint it as something nice, like a prismatic secret, or?
Honestly, I have no idea. It's like, I feel like probably because it's going to be a hype card, but we already have one ultra rare, so I would be surprised if they did another ultra rare, but I guess we'll have to see. We also don't know the format, like if they're going to be making these promos. I doubt it. They'll probably put them in the set like they have in the past. If they made these promos, that would be like insanity, because we're also getting like the Ghost Girls and stuff. But the Secret Rares
this looks like a common. This collector's rare looks like a common in this picture.
The collector's rares aren't. I don't like them, and like they're kind of capped by the the prismatic secret rare, not prismatic, the Starlight secret rare, because that's the highest rarity and the first edition print. So I don't know. Like I wouldn't spend over $100 on a collector's rare when you have the Starlight above it.
Alright, so moving on, we're going to do evenly matched here. So, again, kind of a controversial market watch here. This is a little bit more straight streamed. A lot of people are probably reviewing these cards, but we wanted to give a little bit more of our personal thoughts on the matter and kind of have a little bit of a conversation board on these selections. So, evenly matched is going to be next. This is the original print Secret Rares downing on a circuit break. Really great artwork. I'm personally a big Six Samurai fan myself, so got some Six Samurai artwork, which is really, really cool. And personally, almost every deck that I play, I either main or side a playset of this card. I think this is a blowout card. It's a total table turner. Yes, you technically kind of somewhat have to be losing to play this card, unless it's like you open it and you're going second. Or you go first and you open it and you basically don't play, and then you just blow up your opponent's field, which is pretty funny. People get really salty about this card. Like, I don't know how many times people rage quit online when I'm dueling online, and I open this and they like go full on overextend, and then they end their battle phase, and then I just slap this on board from the hand and they just rage quit. Like, people get so salty about this card. Do people get salty with you when you play this card and completely just like clear field?
Yeah, they do. And the funny part is when you open 2 of these and they negate the first one, you slap down the second one. I've had that happen to me at locals too. You're just like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you?
Not in a like a live duel, like only online. I don't duel a lot in person. I don't go to I have a couple comic books or a couple trading card game stores over here, but I'm so busy I haven't really gone. I don't go frequently. But online, yeah, when I play online, people like get really aggressive about this card. I think it's kind of funny. Okay, so getting into this, first edition copies that I play, they're going to be around 31 bones, and then if you want near mints, it's going to go all the way up to 43, so significant price increase, at least from the couple first lightly played to the near mints, over a 10 bone increase, which is pretty incredible, about 10 bone increase. And then if we switch over, there's about 4 pages available for that. And then if we switch over to stacks, it instantly jumps up to the near mint first editions, and it's going to be 43 bones for this trip playset at 9. Of course, there is the mirrored Mega Pack 18 Secret Rares, which again, like, I love original print. I think it's great that you can get, you can spend 41 bones and get an original secret first edition from Circuit Break. I'm not really... Let's go ahead and see the price differentiation for the reprints. These are still very much still secret rares. There's really not much of a difference. Me personally, I have several copies. I probably have like 3 play sets of first edition Mega Pack 18 variants, and I have no complaints. It looks aesthetically great. It's relatively significantly more affordable. I mean, starting market price is going to be 24 bones for first edition lightly played, and then about 27-ish, give or take, for near mint first edition. If we check bulk prices, about 24. So not too terribly more affordable than the original prints, but significant enough price increase that I think it warrants the majority of players, in my personal opinion, just some white Mexican theory, to run this. And again, because you're going to be playing with it anyway. No one really buys this card to collect. I mean, it's a really infamous card, and it's always going to be in and out of the meta, and it's always going to be a relevant card, in my personal opinion. But I don't really see, like, it's not like Ash Blossom, where, like, if you have a Maximum Crisis first edition secret Ash Blossom, like, that's a collector's card. That's waifu tax. That's a hand trap. This is a hand trap too, but original print first edition secret Ash Blossom, like, that is instantly a collector's card, whereas like a first edition Circuit Break evenly matched, like, that's always going to be known for being a meta card, a playing card, a card that you want to play with. Ash Blossom too, Ash Blossom has that dual effect where it's always going to be a good playable card, but it also has a really great, like, amazing collectability behind it, in my personal opinion, specifically for the original secrets. So that's gonna be that. And then of course we have your favorite over here. Here you go your favorite over here, Chaney. We got a double ultra rares here for all those ultra rare lovers out there. Which the dual power actually, so even though, like, I despise the most these, like, over manufactured, like, solely ultra rare, like, massively overproduced cheap made reprint sets, dual power was kind of like I think dual power was the first one to do that. Dual power was the first all ultra rare reprint set. There's a couple new cards that they donned in that set, but for the most part it was a reprint set to make things more affordable. But dual powers actually look pretty sharp. Like, I'll admit, yes, to my shame, but not really to my shame, because at the time we didn't have the super rare imperns. But I personally play, yes, the white Mexican plays ultra rare, first edition ultra rare, Dupo, infinite impermanence. I do not play the first edition secrets. You wouldn't catch me dead playing first edition secret imperns. One, because they're like 100 plus, and that's just silly to me. But I know some people like doing that. To each their own. But these actually look pretty good. I think the dual power ultra rares actually, they're definitely like the best of the worst, I guess, if I can speak so harshly. But we're going to go ahead and take a dip into these. These are about 22 bones, slightly played, give or take. I mean, again, you're going to be playing these for playability purposes. They're not for collectability purposes. So if you go lightly played near mint, it doesn't really matter. And then,
Hey, can I interrupt you real quick?
of course.
So for that ultra rare being at $22 for a light play set, like the Megaton play set is going for $24 for a light play first edition play set, I would definitely go with the secret rare of the ultra at that price point. You know what I'm saying?
What are you talking about? Evenly matched, or are you talking about?
Yeah, for evenly matched. So like the 2018 Megaton secret rare for evenly matched, it was $24 for a play set of the lightly played first editions. Whereas the ultra rares are also at the same price, so I would just go with the secret rare and not waste your time with the ultra rares.
I mean, yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, that's why I said that the 2018 mirrored reprint secret rares are the best print, because they're still the highest rarity secret rare. They're more affordable than the original secret rares from Circuit Break, and they look great. It's an amazing card. They look great. They're affordable for the most part. I mean, yeah, it's not the cheapest card because it's really good. It's a blowout card, and it's a secret rare. 2018 was, I mean, 4 years plus, going on almost 4 years ago. So I agree with you 100%. I mean, that's my personal favorite go-to variant. So apparently, for some reason, the Ghost of the Past variants are, that's that TCG crap again, saying it's more than it is. So 24 bones for even bulk prices for these ones for ultra rares. So again, yeah, I don't like these at all. I mean, again, I would go for the secret rare reprints, but that's just me personally. What about you? Did you have anything else that you wanted to say about evenly matched?
So evenly matched, not in particular, but I do want to just point out, so like we see here with the Ghosts from the Past ultra rare reprint, we're seeing at $24, but the secret rare is also $24. So I think this is kind of a common problem that I've seen recently, is people will go to the cheapest version of a card and not check the other prints, and then just assume that's the cheapest version and pay for it. Where I've also seen, like, another card I think of is Forbidden Droplets. Right now, the first edition secret rare from Rise of the Duelist is the exact same price as the reprint secret rare from Brothers of Legend, which is a lot more accessible. And I think it's because people just say, oh, this is the reprint, this is going to be the cheapest version, I don't need to go check. So I guess that's one point, is to make sure you're always going to check the other prints and see what's the best value for your buy.
100%. I mean, I don't know. Do people do that? I've never. Again, I'm very specific with my rarities. There's only certain rarities that I like. If it's a card that, like, is just ridiculously expensive and I have to have it, like it's a 3 of, or it's just a really expensive card, I don't really personally actually invest in expensive cards, that unless it's a collector's card. You know me, I'm an avid collector, so I mean, the majority of my big dollar investments go to collector's cards, as opposed to like new really playable meta cards. But that may change over time. We'll see what happens. Time will tell. But yeah, you have to check all versions. I mean, you have to invest your funds wisely, so definitely check all variants. That's definitely the best thing to do. Ash Blossom enjoys spring. Speaking of, the devil herself is going to be next, and everyone knows that all across the board this card is money. Even the commons are going for really good money. Okay, what I wanted to talk about specifically was the super rare variants from Shadows of Valhalla. I mean, beyond just my biases of loving Shadow of Valhalla and just some of the most ridiculously awesome reprints, I have like a strange obsession with hand traps and super rare. I love my hand traps and super rare. I love Super Ash. I love Super Ogre. I love Super DD Crow. All my hand traps. Super Veiler from Order of Chaos Special Edition. I love super rare hand traps because they're still very much hollow foil. They're nice. They're aesthetically pleasing to me. I personally like super rares a lot. Some certain super rares. And, you know, if you're playing them in a duel and you get them lightly played, it doesn't matter because they're just super rares. It's fine. Like, they're not like collector's cards per se because they're only super rares. But they still have, like, they're still shiny. They're still hollow foils, so they still look nice to me. So that's personally my reason why I love my hand traps and super rares, because I think they look good and you can play with them and it's not really lost in any of your investment. That's pretty much all I'm going to say about that. That's kind of one of the two main reasons why I wanted to showcase this one specifically. Obviously, naturally, being a collector, the original Maximum Crisis First Edition Secrets are my all-time favorite prints of this. I'm still waiting for the Ultimate Rare. I don't know why the hell we do not have an Ultimate Rare print of this. This should have come out Ultimate Rare a long time ago. OCG in Japan got Ultimate Rare Ash Blossom years ago, so I don't know why we haven't gotten an Ultimate Rare variant. I wouldn't be surprised if we get probably a Ghost Rare or something before we get an Ultimate Rare, however that works out. But the Secret Rares, original, first edition exclusively, do look very, very nice, and I've invested in several copies myself personally, and I will continue to invest in them because it's just an all-around amazing card for playability purposes and has that dual-prong effect of being an amazing collector's card. Alright, I'll shut up on that. And starting market price is near mint, first edition. It's going to be around 30 bones starting market price. There's 3 pages of availability. If you switch over to bulk prices, there is a single stack of 2 play sets here for starting market price of 40 bones. And we have a lot of options. It's kind of interesting how like this card it's been reprinted to hell, but it's still so expensive. Like, is that crazy to you? Like, I know it's a good card. It's an amazing card, and it's at 3, and no one can argue that it's a needed card. Its versatility is out of the roof, but isn't that kind of crazy that we have literally we're sitting at 7 prints, and it's still like what the lowest rarity is a common, and these are what, like over 20 bones for a common? Like, what do you think about that?
So, I mean, I'm blown away by it too. It's $30, by the way, for the common. But you have to remember, every single player needs this card at 3 copies, and you're talking about hundreds of thousands of players. You know, that's gonna be.
It's insane how there's one stack on this platform. There's one stack starting market price, $40 for a common. It's insane.
Soulburner is insane, I'm telling you.
So I actually have these. I have 4 boxes, first edition, sealed boxes of Soulburner.
I would offload those, honestly.
It's funny because I invested in them when I was in Japan at the time. I was living in Japan and I bought them offline. I pre-ordered them. I think I paid like $7.50, $8 per deck when I preloaded them before they even came out, before Salamangreats took over their whole spiel. And I'm still sitting on them. I don't have them with me personally. They're in my stash in Texas, and I'm here in New York right now. But it's just kind of funny because I knew Salamangreats were going to be big, so I got them as far as like for collectability purposes. So I think that's kind of cool. Now I just kind of have them for sealed collectability value. What is your personal favorite print of this?
Well, the Ash Blossom Secret is one of my top 3 favorite secret rares of all time.
What do you think about this alternative art? What do you think about Skinny Bones artwork?
Feet?
Oh, is that what they call it, feet?
Yeah, because those dirty feet.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
Yeah, it's kind of like a going joke in the community that people that play this version have like a foot fetish. So it's kind of funny. You haven't heard that?
I've heard it before, but it's just I forgot what they called it, so I just pulled Skinny Bones from my head. So
yeah, but I think my second favorite would be Legendary Collection Kaiba, and I only have 1 copy left. I have all the other copies I had I sold because we're getting the reprint, so I have 1 copy left as a cross-out designator target. But other than that, that's it.
So yeah,
I did have the secrets a while ago though, but I sold. I think the secrets ended up going like $200 at one point.
Just out of curiosity, I know everyone and their mother is covering this card, but I'm curious what first edition stacks are looking like. Let's do lightly played first. Well, so single stack 126 plus this 5 bone shipping, and then let's do near mint.
150. That's crazy, but honestly worth it.
Don't you hate how like when even like does your TCG player do this if you hit market, it still brings up this OCG stuff?
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. pictures with a, that's why every like foreign copy they have a picture, because that's how you get around it. I really hate it because like cards that are really expensive, like say Magician's Souls, like they'll just have like the first whole page will be foreign copies. I don't know if it's still like that, but I've seen tons of cards like that where like the first 2 pages are just foreign copies, and I wish they would do something about that.
Yeah, me too. It's I don't know.
They would have just a separate market for that.
Definitely. So moving on to Giant Red Sea Snake. Again, this is kind of like a white Mexican special. I don't really know much if anyone else is talking about this, and this is kind of something that I personally believe in myself. So I love the artwork on this. Obviously, this is a really old like tournament pack, I want to say. I think it came out as a super rare and ultra rare and one of like the original OG tournament pack series or something. It's got really cool artwork. It's a water card. I love water stuff. White Mexicans obsessed with water stuff, so that's kind of like another thing too. Obviously, it's just like a random vanilla. I really love the emerald green art in the coloring in the background. Just blowout artwork. Anyway, just like Legendary Collection 3 and 4, I'm like so obsessed with Legendary Collections 3 and 4. And equally as much, not quite as much, but I still very, very much appreciate Legendary Collection Kaiba as well. Obviously, Legendary Collection Kaiba is a lot more newer than Legendary Collection 3 and 4, but it's going to continue to get up there in age, and it's going to get more and more valuable as we get further away from its release date. And there's some amazing cards in this, more specifically for the secrets, but again, I think this is a great opportunity because this card is so affordable. I mean, we're looking at near mints exclusively first edition bulk prices. And that's kind of strange. Are you seeing this?
Yeah, it says 4 more.
Well, it's not. Yeah, it's not letting me. Anyway, it's not highlighting the checkbox. But anyway, so starting market price for the stack of 6 here is going to be under a bone, and they're all pretty much under a bone until you get to about like all towards the bottom of the first page. What you will take note of, I know I can't be like the only person that is maybe potentially looking at this as long. And again, this is no means like an investment that you're gonna flip overnight and you're gonna make all this money. This is a long haul investment. This is like I'm talking about 5, 7, 10 years. Very long haul. We need time to get this ultra rare spread further away from the original ultra and super, and that's where you're going to see some return on this. Again, the biggest thing, and you'll notice that there isn't quite as much. Again, just like a lot of other cards I've mentioned before, there used to be pages and pages and pages, and for bulk prices, and then for this one, there's only a single page of bulk prices, and they're not even like fat stacks. Like we got 4, 4, 7, 7 is the highest, 10 is the highest. But they're all relatively pretty much under a bone, around the bone mark. It's just very, very, it's very affordable, and it's a lot available. Looking at other versions, obviously there's some ridiculous versions like the original super rare from Tournament Pack 2, a rare out of Tournament Pack 4. I'm sorry, I thought there was an ultra rare print. So it was actually 2 super rare variants. There was a World Championship 2011 card pack. RIP, good luck getting that. That's going to be nearly unattainable. And then, of course, the TP2 Super and the rares. So, again, a lot of my investment pairs off of these because these are very, very well known. At least if you're very embedded with the collector's market, like the Generation 1 collector's market, you're going to know all about the tournament pack stuff. And these are very much sought after. Maybe not so much for the rare, but for the original super rare, very much so. It's a very sought after collector's card, in my personal opinion. Very expensive too. And there's only 4 other variants. So again, take that as you will. It may not be the most popular thing to showcase, but I'm not shy to put things out there that I really believe in. So, did you have any thoughts on this, or did you want to just move on to Yada?
You can move on. I don't really know much about this card because I mainly collect like competitive cards.
So moving on to Yatagarasu, the infamous bird. So cookie cutter, we're going to start transitioning here into cookie cutter chaos format here. Yada lock, all that really great stuff. My personal favorite era of the game, and very much the reason why we got the first ban list and things started getting nuked and all that. So original print, Legacy of Darkness, very much Generation 1 era, first 13 core sets, amazing. Really, really great, you know, deep and pink hollow foils. This almost looks like a marble or something that it's sitting on, but, you know, pimp bird here. So we're going to be looking at near mint first edition copies. They're going to start out around 181, and they're going to slowly trickle up. There's a picture here. And these are all pretty much exclusively ones. There's a 2-stack here, and there's 2 pages of availability. If we switch over, actually, before I do that, let me switch over to lightly playeds.
Yes, there wasn't any stacks, I don't think, for near mint.
So lightly playeds are about 124, and these are all pretty much 1 stacks except for this 1 2Z stack here. And there's a single stack of lightly played first edition from the very infamous Core TCG. I really like this shop a lot, for 209 or 210 essentially for a stack. And then I think you're right, I don't think there was any stacks for near mint, unfortunately. So not a lot of prints on this, not a lot of prints at all. There's 2 commons, I believe, Dark Beginning common and Retro Pack common, which are actually worth pretty good money. They're going for 3 bones plus.
Those are like very hard to get sets, like very old.
So yeah, again, so that's kind of my insight on that. I mean, it's one of the most infamous ban cards of all time. High rarity of secret rare as the original print. An amazing format. Cookie Cutter Chaos was just ridiculous. Again, that's really important to me, and like unlocks a lot of childhood memories and nostalgia for me. What are your thoughts on this?
So this is my favorite secret rare of all time. I just really like the colors, the purple and the pink. I just think it looks really cool. And like I said, I'm mainly a collector of competitive cards for the current format and past formats. And this, to me, just has a special history in the competitive scene years ago. And it's been on the ban list. It might be the card that's been on the ban list the longest, I'm pretty sure. I think there might be other cards, but this card's been on the ban list for so long, it's insane. And yeah, I mean, there's not much more to say about this. I will note too, the near mint first edition secret rare was going for over $300 a year ago, so getting them at 180 is really, really good. And I do have a couple of copies of the secret rare myself.
I love the secret rares. I'm an avid collector of Gen 1 stuff, and I personally only have 2 first edition copies, original secrets of Yada, so it's kind of a sad day on Mudsville. Very thankful to have those 2. Definitely planning on getting some more. Sangan is going to be next, so I wanted to showcase the original prints. There's a lot of just complete blowout rarities of Sangan. I love Sangan, obviously very much part of Gen 1 and Cookie Cutter Chaos era. These are the original rares, Gen 1 Set 2 Metal Raiders rares. These are pretty good money. Personally, so I wanted to showcase these because they're good money, and I think they're a good sell target, unless you have like sentimental value to this and you just liked having the original first edition copies, which I totally get. It's very old and they're worth good money, but personally there's just so many amazing holofoil variants. I would much rather just collect the more aesthetically pleasing higher rarity ones. So near mint first edition copy starting market price is almost 14 bones. Phantom under 14 bones, and then it's going to go up to 16 plus. Here's a picture, and then it's going to continue to trickle up after that. 1 page, only 1 single stack here, at least for near mints. There's a 4 stack for 20. Once again, Core TCG holding it up, representing. And then if we incorporate the lightly playeds, it's going to be about 8 bones. And then it jumps up to about 9, and these are all 1 stack. So not a lot of availability. Obviously very old, very hard to get, probably, and even lightly played, especially for the first editions. But there's so many amazing cards. So I'm gonna go to so many amazing variants. So I'm gonna go to all variants, and I want you to tell me what is your personal go-to variant of Sangan.
So my favorites are the Turbo Pack Booster 6 Ultra Rare. It looks insane as an ultra rare, and then also the Hobby League ultra rare. The Secret looks nice too. I've had the Secrets before, but I think the Hobby League and the Turbo Pack are my favorites for sure.
Definitely. So the Turbo Pack ultra rares, I actually have some of these. I don't know how many I have. I know I have a couple prints of the Turbo Pack, and it does look really, really crisp. They kind of made Turbo Pack Ultras. They kind of pop different. They kind of hit different. They look really sharp. Some of them they look good. They're like clean. They're very like gold, but they're not over predominantly gold. So I do actually appreciate that. At least for Sangan. Sangan looks really great. My personal go-to is actually the Legendary Collection 3 Yugi's World First Edition Secrets, to no surprise. I have nothing but praise for that set. That's my personal variant. Favorite variant of it. But yeah, there's so many really great prints, and I really do like the Parallel Ultra Hobby League 2s as well. So there's a lot of just really, really awesome. Do you remember, were you playing like when, like around Gen Force, when we got XYZs and people were like the whole like rule behind like detaching it from like Levier or Leviathan and sending it to the grave and then like getting its effect, and then like there was like a time when like the ruling was it's not in the field because it's an XYZ material, so you don't get the effect, and then you did, and then there was kind of like went back and forth. Do you remember that, or were you not playing during, like, I think that was like 2012?
I wasn't playing during that time because I didn't come back until I think 2018 or early 2019. Yeah. And but I do remember coming back, and well, for one thing being like, what the hell is an Xyz monster, but also like then also trying to figure out like how these things work. And this is one of the things that really confused me about not getting effects when you send it from the Xyz monster. Of course, now I understand, all these rulings fairly well, so I get how that could be very confusing for people when the Xyz just came out.
Yeah, that was a whole controversy during Gen Force and when we first got the mechanic that is XYZ. So next is going to be Witch of the Black Forest. So right in suit with Sangan, again, Gen 1, Cookie Cutter, Chaos Era. Again, I personally wouldn't really be interested in collecting first edition rares. I mean, yeah, maybe if like I went to a garage sale and there was like, a whole bunch of cards for like 10 bones and there was these in here, that would be obviously a really great pickup because they're worth pretty good money. But again, we do have ultra rares and starfoil rares, I believe, which I think maybe not really the ultra rares. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I personally invested in several copies of the first edition ultra rares just because it's the only holo foil that we have of this card. And even though this card got errated pretty bad, it was on the ban list for quite some time, and it has a lot of like Gen 1 nostalgia and a lot of good memories behind this card. So I personally picked up, invested in the only holo foil variant that we have for the first editions exclusively. Okay, so getting into this, apparently there's an Euro English print here, and that's like around 11 bones, and then it goes up to like 11, 12, kind of trickles up. Again, the reason why I wanted to showcase this specifically, just like Sangan, is, if you can part ways with the original first editions and they're in good condition, you can make, a decent-ish amount, I think, personally. So, and then if we go to lightly played, these are significantly, well, actually, this is a different language.
Spanish or Portuguese, I can't really tell.
And then it's about 8 bones, give or take, 8-9 bones for lightly played. So a little significant decrease on that. Well, that one's like really lightly played. Edges are kind of crazy. Okay. So that's all I had on that. And then, of course, the other variants. Sadly, very, very, very sadly, the only holo foil that we have still to the day is, unfortunately, an ultra rare from Battles of Legends, Light Revenge. A really cool story on this. Light Revenge was actually Generation 1 of Battles of Legends. It was the very first Battles of Legends. I remember when this came out. I personally have invested in several boxes of first edition, sealed first edition boxes of Light Revenge. It was the first set that Konami manufactured that updated the rarities, or like the holofoil, where like the monsters and the magic and trap attribute like bubble thing is actually hollowed out, and also on monsters the level stars are hollowed out. So that was the very first set. So that's a little fun history merit, a little fun Yu-Gi-Oh history for you guys. That was the first set that started doing that, so that's really cool history merit. So we have the mirrored rares from DB2, and then we have a couple other commons. I could have swear. So the rares from Battle Pack, I'm pretty sure that there was I guess there wasn't. I guess there wasn't a star foil. That's kind of strange, unless it's doing one of those weird filter things where it's not showing all the variants here. So I could have swore I thought there really was a star foil. I guess not. I guess there's just a rare, and I don't know if that's just maybe black rare or just normal rare. They kind of had this weird thing where some of the first battle packs had black rares and all this weird stuff. So, yeah, the ultra rare, there's tons on the market. It's completely oversaturated, and it's very affordable, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all, but it's all we have right now. Until I'm still waiting for them to make secret rare variants. If they make this card in secret rare, I'd be so happy, but it's kind of a long shot because this card is kind of seen its day, and it's very, very old now, and no one really cares about this. The White Mexican's like the only person that cares about this card. Okay, was there anything else? I apologize, I forgot to ask. Was there anything that you wanted to add to Witch?
I agree with you. I would offload the rares, and I mean the ultra rares are fine if that's something that you would want for your collection. Hopefully they would just do something that's better. I don't know if there's like a different art version for the OCG, but it would be like a cool Lost Art printing. I would think if there is a different artwork. I don't know if there is or not, of course, but.
I don't believe there is. I think this is all we got. I don't think there was a censorship in this. I could be wrong, but I don't believe that the OCG's artwork is any different than ours. So the last card that we're going to be showcasing for you guys tonight is going to be Chaos Emperor Dragon. These are the original secret rares from ILC Invasion of Chaos, and these are going for some really, really crazy money. We're going to get right into this. Near mint first edition copy, starting market price is going to be about 338, my apologies, give or take. And this is actually not, oh, I guess it is English. Okay. Just a gorgeous card. Okay. And then it's going to go up to 444, and it's continue to trickle up. These are all pretty much one stacks. There is a playset here for 450 near mint first edition, and then there's only one page, so not a lot of. Look at the coloring in that. Coloring is just immaculate. I love this card so much. It did get an errata, unfortunately. Konami nuked it with an errata, basically almost rendered it useless. It's still cool. You can, bust out a 3K beater for essentially nothing, and I believe it is a level 8, so you can go into potentially some rank 8 plays. I love me some rank 8 plays. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and take a look at some lightly played. Lightly played first edition are going to be around 55 if you continue or add in this 5-bone shipping. And it's pretty much 155 all across the board. That almost looks ultra rare, doesn't it? Kind of weird.
I can see the foiling. It's just the light.
And then bulk prices for lightly played first editions, it's about 300 bones. And then quickly goes to 420. What a price jump. 300 to 420, like immediately, right after this playset. So that's pretty incredible. I know that there are collector's rares of these. I'm personally not a fan of the collector's rare. More so because there's an original Duelist Pack Kaiba Ultimate rares, which just look miles better than the collector's rare in my personal opinion. Doesn't look like the collector's rare is populating on here. I'll probably have to search it separately, but with that aside, what do you think about this, and what's your personal go-to for said?
So for the price, mine is definitely the ultimate rare. Now, I mean, in my opinion, the unlimited ultimate rare looks better aesthetically. Although the first edition is very nice to have, I always, vouch for first eds. But with that said, I've seen people ask before, like, should I get an unlim collector's rare or a first edition? Like, is it worth getting the unlim collector's rare? Like, here's the thing: you can get 2 ultimate rare unlims for the price of 1 unlimited collector's rare, and they look a lot better. So, I would personally go with the ultimate rare because it's really cheap right now. I believe a near mint unlimited is $48. While the first eds are under 200, I think. What are the first eds going for?
For what?
For the Emperor Dragon.
What variant?
The ultimate rare. Was it? I didn't see it when you looked.
Oh, the first edition ultimate rares were like 375 or something.
For near mint or light play?
For near mint.
Okay, I think I saw light play for 180, which isn't too bad. But like I said, if you kind of want the collector's rare, I would skip it and just go get the ultimate rare.
I can't remember. I'll just go back really quick because I feel kind of silly if I jacked up those numbers. What did you want to know? Lightly played or?
Lightly played and near mint. So it looks like light play is 175. That's not too bad, especially since you said that the near mint is twice as expensive.
Oh, yeah, it looks like the first near mint is 270, 271, give or take, for near mint first edition ultimates. So okay. I messed up the numbers, jumbled the numbers on that.
No worries.
I was trying to take a look at the collector's rare. I just can't get into it, man. I'm just not a collector's rare fanboy.
To be honest with you, the collector's rare, this is the first collector rare set that we had, and you know, they were really starting, like, kind of still working out the collector rares, and I feel like they really did not do a great job with these collector rares. I don't think that they're the best looking collector rare as far as like the texturing and stuff. I think once they got to Ancient Guardians, that's like when the collector's rare for me started to really take off, as far as like they were killing the textures and stuff. But I don't know, they just don't look that great in this set. I do have a Chaos Creator collector's rare from this set, and that doesn't look too bad. But like I said, they've gotten so much better with the quality of their collector rares recently. But like I said, I'd still prefer the ultimate rare over the collector rare any day.
All right, well, that's pretty much all we have today. Thank you so much for watching this showcasing, and we will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.
Before we log off, are you still recording?
I am.
Okay, yeah, so I just wanted to quickly mention, because I forgot at the beginning, we are going to be doing a giveaway on this. All you have to do is, so you can pick one of these packs. All you have to do is be subscribed and like this video, and then comment down below. And then if I pick you, if you send me screenshots of your subscription for me and the White Mexican, you can choose 2 packs. So kind of sweeten the deal there.
That's double the value.
It is. So I appreciate everybody watching, and yeah, we'll get you on the next one.
Thanks again, guys.